welcome to the Oldish TV. If you're getting older, and who isn't, then this is the place to be. The Oldish talks about everything having to do with aging. My name is Karen Brown. I'm the publisher and editor of The Oldish, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. A special welcome if it's your first time with us today. Today we are going to talk about how you think and what difference that makes to your aging process. Now, we've often said here that you are in control of your life. That means you're in control of your thoughts as well. In episode 61, a few weeks back, we talked about a research project that had been done that looked at a group of older adults and a group of younger adults. And specifically what the researchers were looking at was how being in control, or the thought of being in control, made them feel. Interestingly, when older adults felt more in control of their lives, they felt younger. Equally interesting was the fact that younger adults felt completely the opposite. We'll leave that to them to figure out. We like to focus on older adults. So a recent TED article indicated that mental patterns have an effect on our bodies all the way down to the cellular level. And we published an article on our website just the other day. The website, by the way, is theoldish.com, that looked at exactly this article. And it was so well read. People in the UK, Canada, the US were fascinated by this article, and the number of times it was read hit the stratosphere. So we're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into that article today and carry on the discussion. So a lot of the current research that is ongoing these days is focused on telomeres. Telomeres are the little caps on the end of each chromosome, and every time the chromosome divides, the telomere gets a little shorter. And when it can't get any shorter, the telomere dies or becomes inactive. This is associated with aging, cancer, and early death. Now then, in this study that looked at the telomeres, they looked at the thought processes of people. And they looked in particular at cynical hostility, frequent bouts of anger, and mistrust of other people. And people who scored high on these tests had shorter telomeres. Really, their telomeres were shorter. They tended to have higher rates of cardiovascular disease, metabolic disease, and they died at a younger age. They also had fewer social connections, they were less optimistic, and they were more susceptible to chronic health problems. Isn't that interesting? This is just based on the way you think. Cynic, hostility, lack of social engagement. These people, frequent bouts of anger. I know a lot of people who just are always angry. Their telomeres must be very short. Women, now this is really interesting. We women deal with things a little differently. Women are less likely to have higher rates of hostility, but we are more likely to have mental patterns of pessimism and rumination, going over and over and over things in our mind, and that wreaks havoc on the body in just the same kind of way. In the article, we say allowing a stressful event to play again and again in the mind lengthens the stress response in the body and leads to inflammation, high blood pressure, elevated heart rate, and guess what? Shorter telomeres. Again, shorter telomeres are strongly associated with early death, cancer. You need to remember that. So the next time you're feeling angry like that, I think you need to take a deep breath. All right. Are you the type to sit and ponder the past? And I don't mean just merely think about it and move on. I mean, ponder, wonder what you could have changed, go through the what ifs, relive conversations. That's a really bad habit if you're one of those people. That is a terrible habit, and as these studies are showing, it's not good for our bodies. So stop that. Habits can be changed. Now, I know and you know that there are some people who are just happier being miserable. We can't change that. I tend to keep them on the edges of my life, if not the exterior of my life, because I don't want to be drawn into that sort of drama. And if you're happier being miserable, then go in peace and be. I prefer to be happy myself, but I used to be the sort who would think about conversations and relive them, and I would think of abundantly clever things to say after the fact, and I'd inject that into my pretend conversations. I don't do that anymore because it just creates a negative energy space and soaks up my time for something that really I can't change. Now I know that it's a good thing I made that habit change, because it's not good for you. So we know that according to these research projects, we don't do ourselves any favor when our thoughts are so negative. We're very big on being proactive here at the Oldish. So that means taking charge of your own life. And as we have said many times before, if you don't, someone else will. So you need to do that. Now, set aside for a moment the fact that things happen. People fall and all of a sudden need help with their daily activities of living. People are diagnosed with all kinds of diseases and they need help in their lives. This is not the kind of thing we're talking about. We're talking about the ability to make changes to your life and extend that window of opportunity that we have discussed before here on the Oldish. We all have this window of opportunity, and as soon as it shuts, it's done. It is shut. You need to make the changes in your life that you can make so that this window of opportunity becomes longer and longer and longer. To the extent that you can control your life, you can do these kinds of things. You will be able to make plans and look forward to what might be. You can create the life that you really want to create for yourself, not dwelling on the past. We have the life that we have. It is what it is. Take what is given to you and figure out how to move forward in the best possible way for you. And that's going to be different for everybody. Everybody ages in a different way. Everybody's life circumstances are different. No two of us are the same, even though we can compare situations. It's just not true. We all experience aging in a different way. You won't find joy in what you wish for, but don't take steps to achieve. So I suggest that you be proactive and take the steps to achieve this mental harmony, which seems, according to the research, to create a more physically harmonious environment for your body. Empower yourself to make the kinds of compromises and changes that you need to make to continue living as independently as you possibly can. Motivate yourself to be social and contribute to the world around you. Stimulate yourself to be physically active. Encourage yourself to eat a proper diet, and that includes good food and adequate hydration. Stop thinking negative thoughts. This is something that you have control over, and we know that this is not going to do you any favors. As I just said, we have the life that we have, so looking for the joy in it brings us much more satisfaction and much more internal health than being sad or angry about the life that we have. Your body will thank you for doing all of these wonderful positive things. That is it for today. I thank you for joining us. I hope you will be back with us next Wednesday at 12 noon. If you'd like to see and hear more about aging and the things that we talk about at the Oldish, jump onto your favorite social media platform and in the search bar, put The Oldish, and you will find us there. If you haven't yet subscribed to our monthly newsletter, then I suggest you do that. We are on Facebook right now, so to the left column, if you're on a desktop, you will see a link to email sign up. I would encourage you to do that, and I would love for you to join us in our monthly newsletters. We talk there about the most popular articles that people are reading, and certainly this article about mind over matter is going to be one of the most popular ones in our next edition of the newsletter. But we also include video links to videos that we think you would enjoy, and information about all kinds of other things that pop up in the month since our past email. So Next Wednesday at 12 noon, I will invite you to join us right here on the Oldish TV. And until then, please do take care of yourself and remember that it does indeed take a village to age a senior.